Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. It's Scooby-Doo Tuesday, guys. You know what that means? Of course it means we're here continuing the journey of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. This is Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated Season 1, Episode 21, Menace of the Manticore. That's a title. That is a title for sure. But let's talk about last week's episode. That is the thing I want to talk about so much right now, is the fact that Velma at the end of the episode confronted Angel Dynamite, and said, I know you're not who you say you are. You know too much information. She started putting things all together, putting the pieces all together, and found out and basically confirmed without Angel saying anything, but finding out that Angel was originally a part of the original Mystery Incorporated that disappeared at some point in the Crystal Cove Caves or something. Professor Pericles episodes ago was like, good to meet you, Angel, or nice to meet you. Like, he started to suspect something or whatever because he clearly knew her or was suspicious of her. And now all the pieces are starting to come together. And I was even thinking about this a long time ago, episodes ago. At the ending of an episode, Angel was sitting and hearing the Scooby and the gang talking in another room, and something's being said about the locket or whatever, and she turns towards the camera with a face, and I'm like, what does that mean? Now everything's starting to connect. Holy crap. So I'm ready to get in this episode. You guys have been hyping up saying, I can't wait for this episode too. This episode's so good. So let's get into tonight, guys. Let's check it out. Menace of the Manticore. I'm excited, guys. Let's go.
We had to go to an amusement park after.
There's like no one there.
I believe it's crab-handled, not man-handled, and it was all bogus,
really?
Remember?
This thing is pretty. From up here, it doesn't look like such a scary place to live, Dylan.
Uh-oh. What the hell?
These grounds are now the domain.
That was a giant fucking Manticore. Just saying. What the hell? Oh, hello. Sneaking in. Of course, lasers, of course. Of course. I'm not gonna stop her. Oops.
If I'd known this was all it'd take to get your attention.
Of course, sharks. Is that him? Is that him?
The Mystery Inc. kids have found a piece of the planispheric disc.
So now we know where two of the pieces are.
Pericles is loose, and that nutso parrot might go after the piece.
The other two won't move a muscle, as long as Fred Jones is still alive. Look,
why?
this isn't easy. Bonding? Look at me. I'm shaking.
This Manticore problem may be my fault.
Your fault?
Why your fault?
I was looking
What?
around the internet for something that might help the park.
Who buys a temple on the internet?
Apparently you do.
It was a deal.
We'll fix this for you.
We'll fix it,
Tell you
Dad.
what it means to me that you're actually asking for our help.
There's like no one at this theme park. It's
Let's
just
wrap this
Dad.
one up neat and fast, gang. We're here to solidify my relationship with my father
That's why we're here specifically.
and save the amusement park.
Winslow Fleach, and
Rob
this is
Paulson.
my daughter.
Hot dog water. We don't need to explain our ways. Besides, Velma and I are old friends. From
It's
the
Velma
science
talking to
fair
Velma,
circuit.
kinda.
Yeah. I've constructed a detailed financial model taking into account
Of course you have.
300 variables, and they all say the same thing.
Close the park.
Can we go investigate the nachos? No, we're gonna start where this all started.
Whoa. That's cool.
It's a perfect place for a trap. Be gone!
Of course. I'm not gonna lie. The Manticore is kind of scary.
Let's get back out there and catch that thing.
With
We
what?
need
You have nothing
space.
set up right now. Here we go. Oh boy.
Get away from monsters.
Don't say that. Jesus.
Infernal contraption.
Contraption.
Manticore. It's got the body of a lion, dragon wings, scorpion tail,
yeah.
and a terrifying man face.
Looks like the temple was the last thing they had to sell. It says they're closed.
It says a lot
How
more
convenient.
than that. This website is a fake.
Hey, that's not a life-size possessed tribal idol. It's the Statue of Liberty.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to put this site together.
You tell the rest of the gang about our little secret?
You mean that your real name
You
is
mean-
Cassidy Williams? And you're an original member of Mystery Incorporated?
You still have that weird piece of disc you found in the old Darrow mansion?
Fred has
Yeah.
it. He hid it somewhere.
Dad, what are you doing?
Oh, just... So, have you solved my Manticore problem?
Mr. Mayor.
Of course,
I'm
yeah,
wondering,
sure.
Did someone tell you about the website you used to buy the temple?
You'll call me, right, Dad?
Sure, you are Velma. Probably Velma. Just keep working on this Manticore thing, all right?
What is he looking at?
What other snacks can we investigate that aren't
All the
like
snacks, all the snacks.
nachos? Give away 5 with every churro purchased.
Good plan, Dad. Especially
plan.
since Velma and her friends haven't been able
Velma.
to solve.
Now they're looking for clues.
Actually,
It's so
is like
strange
as
there's
good of a
nobody
place
there.
to search for
But then again,
clues
that's
as
going
anywhere
under.
else. You won't find some sign of
What the hell's going on? Drop him again? Lucky. Lucky.
What happened, you guys?
It was
The Manticore.
Manticore.
The voices.
Maybe this is what happens when you inhale too much Manticore.
That's it.
My father wants this park to succeed, and he's counting on me and my friends to help make sure that
Yeah.
that happens.
Mayor Jones?
Oh, Velma. Fortunately, not here. Excuse me.
Oh, I gave it to Shaggy and Scooby.
You what?
This is the last of the nacho cheese, guys. You can't eat this coating.
Everyone knows Manticores have a legendary fondness for human flesh. The halibut
Yeah.
and spicy cheese sauce must be strong. Bash it with tennis rackets and staple its wings to the ground.
Wait, I got it.
She was about to say something. My God. Go, Fred, go.
Gotcha.
Oh, shit. That was close.
Not you.
Oh, Shaggy, Shaggy.
Oh!
You are doomed, free covered one. Doomed.
Oh, shit. That was good. Ooh. Deflated.
Hot dog water.
Oh, shit.
Just as I suspected, that fake website.
And she had
Hot
the-
dog water has those skills.
All started on a boring Friday night when I didn't have a date. Hard to imagine. I decided to run stalagmite and mercury phosphate. It created a kind of super helium. Melt it down and sell the super helium to the Australian Zeppelin fleet.
That's
I'd have
very
made a fortune.
specific.
Meddling kids and their dog will foil your plan.
I put a bug on Velma when I saw her earlier. She didn't
Oh,
suspect a thing.
damn.
Later, I heard Fred tell her that Shaggy and Scooby have the piece.
Scooby is a far more trusting companion than Pericles was
Yeah.
to me.
You guys were right. This episode was awesome. It was so good. There's a lot of things we have to talk about. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive in. So we'll get to the Manticore stuff in a little bit because I want to talk about the overarching mystery we've been following. So we see Angel Dynamite. Well, Angel. We see her show up at Destroydo or whatever, that factory. She's going through all these different like things and lasers and all that stuff. She wants to talk to Mr. E. And then through the course of the episode, we're cutting back a little bit, but mostly it's like towards the beginning of the episode and at the end, and it kind of ties in, of course, when Angel, once again, and Velma have a conversation after they're doing some research or whatever, and then they talk for a minute because I'm like, okay, so are we going to say anything? It turns out she's supposed to tell the rest of them when the time is right, but then there's something going on with that. So she goes to talk to Mr. E. He is there. He's in Destroydo. He has this gigantic room with all these screens and everything, and he's just monitoring everything. That kind of explains how he's able to kind of just know everything, essentially. They don't show his face until the end of the episode, but he has his back in his chair. He has his back to Angel. They're having a conversation about how she's like, remember, I'm working with you. I'm not working for you or whatever. We're working together, all this kind of stuff. And saying, this is happening, the disc piece, all that, because that piece they found a couple episodes ago apparently is very important. And so when there's a conversation between Velma and her about, hey, are you going to tell them because you said you were going to? I'm not going to tell them the secret. It's like, in due time. And then they ask about the piece. Where is it at? Fred has the piece that was found. And then the disc piece or whatever. They call it the disc piece. She's like, well, why do I have to, make sure it stayed away? Like, who's looking for it? And then she's like to Velma, you don't want to know. But then we're seeing Fred's dad, like, doing some sort of, like, looking at some sort of piece of paper in his office when they show up to talk to him for a minute. And then he's in Fred's room, like, rummaging around and shit. So is he trying to find the piece? That's my guess, because, like, the disc piece is supposed to be with Fred. We found out that it's actually Shaggy and Scooby who have it, because they're the last people that you would think to have something important. And Velma's like, that's actually pretty smart. But then, of course, Angel hears this. And I keep saying Angel. I know that's not her actual name, but apologies. But she hears this because she put a bug under her, like, little, like, whatever, her collar on her sweatshirt or whatever, sweater. I don't know, whatever it's called. But puts, like, a bug. I say tracker device. I guess it kind of tracks too, but a bug to kind of listen in. And so they know that Scooby and Shaggy, sorry, it's been a day. It's a Monday. When I'm filming this, Scooby and Shaggy have it. And then he turns around and you find out that Mr. E, this guy who's been helping this whole time, and now it makes even more sense why he's been doing this, especially with Professor Pericles, and how the back and forth between those two individuals is because Mr. E was the owner, was the best friend, essentially, of Professor Pericles, just like Shaggy and Scooby are in now Mr. Incorporated. Now, the original Mr. Incorporated, he was the Shaggy in the group that was best friends with Professor, because that's what the implication is. Like, essentially, the version of Mr. Incorporated, the original version, is essentially the same, is kind of in essence the same version as the new, as we know, Mr. Inc., right? So he's like the Shaggy. And you could tell that he is angry. He is upset and trying to stop Professor Pericles. And they also make the point, too, to say the other two members, not including Professor Pericles, but the other two members are not going to make a move because Fred Jones is alive. What does that mean? What does that mean? I actually went back to double check to make sure Mr. E said Fred Jones is still alive, and that's what he said. I'm like, okay, just had to make sure of that, but I don't understand what that means. Why won't they make a move because he's still alive? What does that mean? Anyways, so that whole thing, very interesting stuff. The overarching stuff, holy shit, now it makes more sense of who Mr. E is and how this has really changed him because of Professor Pericles, because of the relationship they had. And then, of course, he made the connection where he turned around about, you know, Professor Pericles to Scooby and everything, because he is the Shaggy, in a sense, in this scenario, comparison of the teams or whatever. So there's a haunted, spooky amusement park that's just falling apart. I don't remember them ever showing this before in the show. I don't think they've ever addressed this in the show. Maybe they have, I just don't remember. But it's run down. And the opening of the episode has the two, I guess, kids, teens, whatever, from the Man Crab episode. Episode 4, I think it's the fourth episode of the show. They're back again, and they get attacked by the Manticore, and they never address what happened to them. I'm assuming they're okay. I don't know, because they never actually address what happened to them. I guess they're just okay, because they never really showed what happened to them. Once it was found out that Hot Dog Water, of course, Hot Dog Water was the one that was behind the Manticore and everything, and she had this whole really specific plan. It was really bizarre, but anyways. So they never addressed what happened to them again. They got attacked again by another monster. The Manticore design, really cool. Like the design, creepy. The voice is Frank Welker, of course, the voice of Scooby and Shaggy. I actually have the voice cast pulled up. Can't even talk. The voice cast pulled up to make sure I have the voices and the cast, because Linda Cardellini, who was Velma in the 2 Scooby-Doo live-action films, is back as Hot Dog Water. She had a cameo a couple episodes ago, and now she's here as the Manticore, the villain, and it's so strange because she's doing almost her Velma impression, her Velma voice, if you will. Not impression, but Velma voice. It's kind of there, not really, but it's like we hear Velma in the show, and then her essentially as Hot Dog Water, Velma, kinda. Back and forth a little bit, which was really funny, because it's like, we got 2 Velmas going on here. It's really kind of cool back and forth. And then her father, as I believe that was her father, yeah. Her father, Rob Paulson. Once again, he literally just does everything. The man is a fucking genius. I'm so happy I was able to interview him. when I did. It was so crazy just to hear him just talk about all the different stuff he's done in his career and everything. It's really cool to still hear him and stuff that I'm watching now after talking to him. So the park is shutting down, the amusement park, and Fred's dad actually asked them for help. Because like when I bought this supposedly haunted, attraction, this haunted, like, whatever, what do they call it? Like pyramid or whatever, something. And he bought it off a website. Of course, ties into hot dog water, knowing how to build websites and everything. But he just bought it, not realizing it was haunted. So I'm like, okay. So Fred's like really adamant about trying to stop the Manticore because me and Dad are bonding, So he's really adamant on doing that. And his whole plan is bad whenever they get to the whole point of the plan and everything with, there's like a bunch of like fish, halibut or whatever that's just in his room, which makes no sense. Of course, it ties into Velma and everything running into Fred's dad, who's looking around in his room, I'm assuming for that disc piece or whatever. But they go and they're putting like nacho cheese or whatever and halibut fish on them, and Scooby's like, I can't lick it, I can't lick the cheese, I can't eat the halibut, and of course they eat everything. Here comes the Manticore, but like the whole plan of like, you're gonna walk in front of the attraction, the Manticore is gonna come out, we're gonna beat the Manticore with tennis rackets, and then we're gonna staple its wings to the ground. Okay. But seeing the actual Manticore fly was really cool, because it was flying really high up with those kids. Of course, it took Scooby and Shaggy at one point in the episode, then the helium and everything, and how that ties into hot dog water finding out how to melt steel or something and figure out how to make helium, which he's going to sell to like the Hinden or whatever, like whatever the fuck, blimps or balloons or whatever. Like, had a very specific plan on selling that when she wanted to shut down the park and melt it all down. It's like, that's a weird specific plan, but okay, whatever. I feel like that's kind of like the whole niche a little bit of this show, is sometimes the villain of the week, the monsters of the week, when they're revealed, their plans of what they wanted to do are so fucking random and specific. They're like, how did you come up with that exactly? I feel like that's kind of like the thing too, that they do sometimes. But I like how Velma, of course, figured it out when she smelt, hot dog water, and like that's how she got her nickname or whatever at school. She smelled that before the Manticore showed up. But the Manticore, like, flying and taking Daphne, Fred goes up to the freaking roller coaster holding on, and then there's Velma, and then there's Shaggy, and then Scooby jumps on the Manticore and covers up his eyes. It was really well done. That whole sequence was really well done. And I like too where she's arrested. And where's the cop, by the way? The last couple episodes, that cop, who we kind of saw a good portion of in this show, has just kind of disappeared now. We haven't seen him in a bit. But when she's taken away, she doesn't say anything about meddling kids or whatever. And then the fortune teller princess, like, meddling kids is going to ruin your plans. And Fred's like, that's it, because he was questioning, like, something's missing. It's like, but yeah, because the person didn't say, you meddling kids or meddling teens or whatever, like a version of it. Like, it's like, I'm like, what is missing when he asked that question? And then she said, I'm like, oh, well, that's it. Okay. But, yeah, this episode was good. This episode's good. I don't know what else to really say. I'm so intrigued. I'm so excited to see more of the overarching mystery about what the hell's going on. What did he mean by they won't make a move, the two remaining members of the original Mission Incorporated, because Fred Jones is still alive? What does that mean? And how long has this been going on before Mystery Inc. became a thing? Like when the new team became Scooby and the Gang. Like, how long was all this stuff going on? Was this all been building up over time? We just don't know. I have no idea. I need to know. I'm so confused. Anyways, so really good episode. Good stuff. You guys are right. Thank you guys so much for like hyping me up and getting me excited, because I was like, okay, I'm ready to get into this, and damn, did it deliver. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.